Hello everyone and welcome back to another Torchlight Infinite video. Today I want to talk about several improvements that I have made in the build. The last snapshot that I made, let me take a look here, was around 12 billion. And I said here profound, which is a little bit false, to be honest, because profound I found requires a little bit more setup, more damage this season around. So I'll just leave it at it is 12 billion. Right now, we're actually at the point where we can actually farm profound in a comfortable way. So I'll leave you with the mapping showcase will be at the end of the video. So this part will be only talking. If you're interested in more in how the build performs, you can look at that and then come back to this part later. So something that somebody suggested was, hey, it will be good if you could show what is the damage before and after you equip certain piece of gear. Now that is a good idea. It could be a little bit misleading, especially when especially with Iris, because her damage is fairly inconsistent. So you will see that sometimes an obvious upgrade is not as obvious because you test it and it doesn't seem like it does too much, but then in the long run it's actually a pretty significant upgrade. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so as usual, let's do a little bit of a test in the dummy. And after the ramp period, which is usual, that is the damage, right? 90 billion, it can reach 100 after some high rolls, but that's basically the damage right now. But look at this number, right? Survival, almost 100k. So that is something that I'm proud of, the changes that I made to the build. Now this has been, disclaimer is that these are very expensive changes. One you will see is this. I think this is lower in price than when I bought it. I think I bought it for like 3k, and you can find some of these here in 2k to something k. Now how much damage this is, let me show you. Oh, I cannot equip this. Well, the previous gloves didn't give me any damage, so it's pretty much the same thing. So you saw there 100. Basically, miniature voicey gives you additional minion damage per minion you have. Right now we're working with how many? 15. We have five synthetic troops and then 4 total summons. And as you can see, look at that. It's a little bit oh, it's because we lost this, but yeah, you can see that these gloves alone represent a significant amount of current amounts of damage. So it's 14 per minions, stacking up to 7 times, so that is of course 14 times 7, which is 98% additional damage. It's insane. So yeah, miniature void sea. I think if I have to pinpoint one of the most effective ways of getting damage is these gloves. So rather than gambling on getting tier 0s or something, just buy these gloves. I think that's the best thing you can do. The second thing is this amulet. This amulet, to be fair, is less damage than a triple or a quad roll false god skin. It's less damage than that, but it helps increase the survivability. So that's why I'm using this one. And the idea is that this will be dream crafted with an additional curse. Of course, I have failed every single time to hit that, but the expectation is that I will at some point. The belt, I was using this belt. So this one has +1 minion. So in general, this belt is actually less damage than this other one because this has 2 damage rolls here and this only has I count the main channel stack as a damage roll because it allows me to keep up the nourishment stacks higher for a little bit longer. But in general, it's damage loss. But I need the additional damage taken to be able to work around the Wind Rider debuff and actually be able to farm Profound without falling apart when somebody looks at us. So the belt was, for the most part, these two are defensive upgrades for the most part. So yeah, if we shift into using these items, we will have more damage, but then the build will not really be able to actually farm Profound. The rings have gotten a little bit more of the tier 1 modifiers. So resistances here, and this one, I dropped this. This is a around 2k 3k base. Of course, you can instead do a Timid Dream crafted ring, which I think you can get for like 1k right now. And to be honest, I would buy the ring with the Dream crafted mod. It will be easier to hit. Right now the Dream crafted are very expensive to obtain, and it's very frustrating to try to roll it. So you can get one for less than 1k, and it will definitely take you more than 1k to hit it even once. So if you're watching this, go buy any of these rings. This one is already crafted. This is a steal. Like, all the curse alone is worth 800. So yeah, go ahead and buy this. But yeah, if you can afford it, then just get the this base halfix, and then you can use the Dreamcraft elsewhere. Both of these feature growth, and something that you will notice is that I'm not running Nourishment Life anymore, because right now we can get to 500 growth, which is the breakpoint for the 25% additional damage. I don't really deem more growth to be necessary beyond that point. So the weapon I managed to hit all of my T1s. I'm still debating this. Yeah, I think for the most part this is the way I want this weapon to look, and I just need to tier 0 these. And about this one, flat crit, base crit, both flat damage rolls. I don't know if I can get an advance. Can I get an advance? No, because it's the flat crit. That's fine. I think all of these are good. It's just a matter of getting them to tier 0. Now that's all for the gear. We haven't hit any of the corrosions here. I can get a +3 and I can get additional damage here, but for now that is not the case. Okay, now here's the most significant change that you will see. And why is it that I cannot equip this at the moment? What is going on? Oh yeah, because of this. With that I can, yeah, there you go. Let me remove this so that doesn't happen. Okay. So we're still running the Fire Magus. We leveled up. I don't remember if I went through this support last time, but I'm using the Flame Magnificent support. What this does is it gives them the chance to double hit or triple hit sometimes with the enhanced skill. The enhanced skill has a multiplier of 864, and this has a 30% chance to trigger 2 consecutive explosions, so double casting, and whenever this occurs there is a 30% chance to instead triple cast. So in general, yeah, there is a damage penalty here, but you get spikes of high damage numbers versus other supports. In general, I found that once I got this to level 5, it was superior to any other support that I could put for the Flame Magus, so that's why I kept it there. Blink, it's flexible. You can put another damage link here, or you can put a defensive link here, whatever you want. I like to blink around, but for instance, fighting the dragon, I would do another damage here. Grim Phantom, I demoted him to just Maniacal Army and Grudge. Yeah. Then Dazzling Bloom, because we don't need Nourishment Life anymore. Nourishment Life only gives you minimum nourishment, minimum growth. So now that we achieve 500, we don't need it, and that allowed me to add Dazzling Bloom, which is a significant upgrade to damage. And Haunting Abomination is here to add this support, 22% additional damage taken by the enemy. Basically when Haunting Abomination targets something, it's like it puts a mark on that enemy and then starts to spread from that enemy. So the enemy selected takes 22% additional damage taken. So it's pretty good. It's a multiplier. This also allows this hits, so it applies the curse, and this applies blind as well, which is a defensive option. And here's something that you can notice. I'm hitting 100 billion with Steadfast defensive aura. The reason I did this is because I don't like dying too much, and profound dying is very painful. You lose your portals, and I want to run the 40% increase item quantity, and that requires me to not die too much, so that's what it is. I dropped 3% wicked, so this is 0.5% more than what I had before. You can still get a 2.5 wicked for less than 100 right now, so it's very cheap. I would just get the 2.5 and much later just buy 3.5 whenever the prices drop enough. Right now, I don't think this from 2.5 to 3 was a massive upgrade in damage, but it is there. Spellamp, I added Precise Selfless, which reduces the aura effect on me. I don't care. I don't deal damage, and then it gives 27% additional aura effect. Not additional, just increased aura effect. And this is another big change. So a username in the Discord by the name of Lemon suggested, I think it was Lemon, yeah, suggested that he was playing with 5 Magus. Then I became curious and gave it a try. Turns out that it was slightly less damage, but I've been wanting to add Frost Magus for a while to the build. Actually, I wanted to run Frost Magus instead of Flame Magus, but the damage difference wasn't justifiable to run Frost Magus because they deal much less damage than Fire Magus. But here's the deal. Let me show you my. Okay, that is very annoying. Let me show you my regen. We're regening 1.6k life per second out of 5.5k that we have. So I was using precise what is the name of this, rejuvenation here. I had like 700 regen. This doubled my regen, and also it lost to me not so much damage that I could justify using it. So how are we fitting Frost Magus? You have to grab this point here, which fortunately enough I was just 1 point away. This one, +1 max Spirit Mage on the map and minus 40% additional Spirit Magus skill damage. Now if you only use the Spirit Magus for support, this 40% hurts too much and it's not worth doing. You lose too much damage. But because I have the ability of 6 Link in this Magus, I have another minion that is dealing a decent chunk of DPS. I think if I remove fire, I think Frost itself might be doing like 20 billion, something like that. Just one Frost, by the way. Well, not quite 20. But you know, some damage. The grand scheme of things, you know, when you're doing 100 billion is kind of pitiful, but it's not nothing when you consider the amount of defense that it grants the build. So I'll take it. I think it's a good investment. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing the Ice Crusher to give them the ability to double cast the enhanced skill. passivation, crit rating, harvest time, and the support that doesn't really reflect well in the dummy. They don't get the ability to cast their enhanced skill, but once they take damage, they start casting this a lot, and I think it's more noticeable that way. Actually, there's a way that this could be tested, which is doing seal conversion here. That way, through the body armor, they are actually taking the damage every few seconds. So let's see how much they'll deal now. Okay, there you go. It was like 4, and now they reach 14. So and the support also gives them makes them benefit from our cooldown reduction, which right now is 20-ish%. So it's a good support. It's just level 1 at the moment, so once I get it to level 5, it's gonna significantly increase the damage of the mage. The candles, I'm doing double growth candles. And the other big change was I bought a prairie. So the prairie here, we have it set up in a way in which is giving me basically 3 extra levels, and this modifier which helps with sustain and mobility, but not with damage, of course. You have the option of shifting these around. My original idea was to get the +1 here and just get the life regen here, but I failed the roll several times and it was becoming too expensive for me to do it. So I decided to keep this. And the way you roll this is we actually want 1 purple, because the best thing you can have here is actually either cooldown, either ultimate cooldown, which is purple, or you want to have the ultimate damage. Both of them are good. So 27% increased damage, or ultimate cooldown recovery speed, or even you can hit 24% ultimate damage. So that's why I go for 2 legendaries, 1 purple. I of course need to reroll these a little bit to hit it, but basically what you do here is, if you take a look at the affix list here and we go to legendary, you will see that God of Machines only has 3 options, and all of these have the same chance to appear. So it's very easy if you buy one of the when you're rolling these. Let me show you. When you're rolling these and it has to be empty. Okay, maybe this one. I think this one. Yep. Okay. When you're rolling this, you have the option to add this material here, and then you can add a Divinity Pact, which will basically force the tree from which it will take the passive. So if we get the legendary passive from God of Machines, we have a 66% chance to hit, basically. And it's either you get minus skill level or you get life regen speed. If you fail, you re-roll it. You select, you do this restore with the this thing with the unifying wedge, and then you try again. You take it to legendary, you use the machines, and then you try to hit the +1 here, and that way you can force to have +1 on the bottom talent, so you can replicate it. That's actually what I'm probably gonna try with this one, and then on the other one I'm gonna get the maybe I'll get the life regen, maybe I'll try to get something else, but in general that's the plan. Here I have minion skill level, and this life regain, because we're now hitting with Haunting Abomination, the life regain serves as a way to sustain damage, especially when we become low on life. This has max life per 4 strength and +1 minion skill level. This has 12 max life and some extra regain. Actually, this was like the first plan to get, and then I just managed to snatch these Fallen Starlight for very cheap. And again, this is another plus level. And here we have Mark. Mark is 10% additional critical strike damage taken by the enemy, so it's another multiplier. And because we do have energy shield, this 16% max is not too bad. It takes me from like 700, it gives me like basically 100 extra energy shield. Because we have the Frost Magus, we have ES regen. Our charge interval is absurdly low. It's like a third of a second, something like that. It's 0.4. So we have to wait 0.4 of a second for the energy shield to start recharging. I have regain, I have light restoration per second, and I have right now 34,000 armor, which means 50% physical mitigation and 34% elemental mitigation. Our resistances are capped except for erosion, but I can get T0 erosion here, which will be like 27%, which will take me to like 30 something, and then I can figure out later where I can get the last roll. Maybe I'll do it on slates, maybe I'll get you know, Divinity packs. Not Divinity packs, this thing, Pact Spirit Destinies. And this is something else that I always forget, but this has become very relevant on improving the build. So you have the option to override these points with Destinies, which you can get in the auction house or by playing Arcana. So medium Destinies, you can only have 4 of them, and these are the big notes here. And what I'm getting here is 27% crit damage. This is like 40-60 FE, something like that. For 27% minimum crit damage is not too bad. Then this is the important one, green shot, 55% initial growth and 25% minimum cooldown recovery speed. We're using 2 of those, so 100 total extra growth. And then we're using this one, Kismet Bouquet. So this is 4% damage per Magi. I have 4, so this is 16% additional damage here. And as soon as I can afford it, I will replace this crit damage with another one of these. And for the small ones, I'm getting 28% crit damage here. I'm getting strength here, cold dress, strength, and strength. So all of these added up to a lot of extra damage. Of course, I'm using the Sprite of the Silent. This is the best pet you can get for Spirit Magi, either Iris 1 or Iris 2 in my opinion. This guy is good, and I can actually afford to use him right now, but he doesn't add up too much damage for me at this moment because of the cooldown recovery to the ultimates. Once I manage to maybe get ultimate to like 1 second cooldown, then it will be much better. But the one that I'm using here is Hell Cavalry. This one amounts to a total, once you have it at level 6, which is purple, I don't think it's very out of the way to get a level 6 purple pet. It's 20% less damage taken. You get some extra resistances here to help with gearing. And then you can override these points. These are the XP points, you know, I'm not gonna level because I keep dying, so I don't really care for XP. And this is where we can place divinities. This one originally is minion damage. This is probably better than minion damage. This is better than additive damage because it's multiplicative. So I don't care to replace any of this. This was cast speed originally, actually, yeah, 8% cast speed, which, you know, whatever. We have an insane amount of cast speed at the moment. This one I'm not going to replace ever, Origin Effect. This is the Chestnut Lotus Roots. I also have it at level 6. You can see I only have like, I have this girl at level 2 and this other dude at level 1. If you have any of them at level 6, then you know you're gonna be doing way more damage than I. And yeah, the build is gonna perform that way. Alright, enough rambling. Thank you very much for watching up to this point. Let me know if you like these videos, if the information here is useful to you, and if it's not, if you prefer me to I don't know, just do one single build guide or video, or no build guides at all. Just, you know, let me know what you like to see. And thank you, and have a great day.